Hey, hey. This is another video that I'm making on a friend that I met years back. He was ex-military and he had some issues mentally. And I miss him to this day because he was a really nice person, down to earth, liked and loved everybody, and most people liked and loved him, especially me. My friend's name, we called him because he used to stand downtown in Columbus, Ohio here, on a street corner called East Broad and High Street. High Street goes to the OSU campus, Ohio State University, and if you're coming away from the campus, you're going to run straight up High Street to Broad Street, which intersect each other. And this video is called Well, I ain't gonna tell you. I'm just gonna let you think about it. But my friend and everybody that knew him, they called him Waving Willie. Waving Willie. Why did they call him that? Because he used to stand on the corner downtown here in Columbus, Ohio, on the corner of Broad Street and High Street, just doing his thing, waving at folks, anybody or anyone and everybody. You know, because that's what he liked to do. He was ex-military. He was a U.S. Army veteran. I don't know where he was born, or if he was, or from Columbus, Ohio. Either born and raised or not. But he made many friends, and I was one of them. Male and female. Ladies, women, young or old, whatever culture or nationality. He was a really cool person and nice guy. I liked and loved him a lot. He didn't bother nobody or cause any problems for anyone. He would talk and speak to you and, stand on the corner and wave at you people. People were curious about Waving Willie. Why? The question is, why is he out there? Standing on the corner, waving at people. Why? Every day. Well, I found out that he had mental issues and asked what are they or were. Why is he out there doing this every day? The cops are watching him, but they liked him too, and they was protecting him from harm and danger, from being hurt or getting into trouble, hurting somebody else. Like I said, he was a military, Army veteran. I don't know his MOS, and what his MOS in the military, what he done, what was his job. what was his profession in the U.S. Army, or his title of his job. I was told through other people that he was out doing his job years back and was hit in the head with an helicopter propeller. And after that, he was never the same again. He had to be standing close to it or up under it for that to happen. And thank God he didn't die or get really chopped up with them type of helicopters and machines like that. But he had a bad habit of holding on to the moving Cota buses downtown here in Columbus, Ohio. As they pull off and go their routes, and the Cota system, friends and others told him to stop grabbing onto the Cota buses as they took off because he would get hurt. And he listened for a while and stopped. But one day downtown, he grabbed on the Cota bus one time too many and was told one time too many, stop doing it. That particular day, he grabbed on the wrong bus as it was taking off and was knocked off balance, hit the ground, and got caught up between the back or front wheel. I think it was the back wheel. And the Cota bus ran over top of him and dragged him, and he was crushed to death. Smashed to death. And died instantly from the weight of the Cota bus. He couldn't be saved. Everybody that knew him felt the wrath and the pain of him dying. Such a tragic death in front of his friends, acquaintances, best friends, and his family, and some that found out later, and people that loved him and liked him for who he was. There was a very bad feeling in the air around and among people downtown. He had made money from the military because of his condition. And he had a nice big house because nobody knew where he lived, but other people knew who he was and where he lived. His true friends and acquaintances helped take care of his funeral arrangements so he could rest in peace forever. I myself, he touched my heart so deeply because I used to stand out there on the corner with him and talk to him a lot, and we became close friends. It hit me deeply. Hurts when I think about him and talk about him to others. It really does bring tears to my eyes. Why? Because I got to know him. He really was a good guy. Good, great guy. Cool guy. Love him and miss him forever. I just can't forget him. And never will. He was a down-to-earth person. a regular guy from the United States military. After his death, I cried so much. I couldn't accept the fact he wasn't here anymore. But I hold on to the good memories that we shared together and conversations, and others have done the same thing because he was a good guy. And what people didn't realize, he had money. Large money, long money. Beautiful home. I believe it was on the west side somewhere. But wherever side of town it was, his family loved him, supported him, and loved him, and took over after he died, and made sure he had a undeniable funeral. People were coming all over from all walks of life. Friends from being in the military that heard about it, to see him for one last time. So that's why we loved and missed and liked Waving Willie. He can never be forgotten. I ain't forgot it. And it's been over at least 20 years, 15, 20 years. But the moral to the story of all of this also, people downtown that wait on these buses, do not, old or young, male, female, tall, short, fat, skinny, whatever culture you are, don't grab on these buses like that. Just because you're trying to get somewhere, don't die because you're trying to get somewhere in a hurry. Because that could be your fate. It could be my fate. There's always buses that